I've been wanting to make this since the first week this game released. Right, I was thinking about this at work. I was like, yeah, I think Guardian is fucking garbage, and I think Revenant is fucking broken. But then, like, you play the game more, and it's just after 50 hours, my tier list was completely different. After 100 hours, it's completely different. I've now got 130 hours in this game, and I think I'm confident enough to talk about this. Obviously, mine is not objectively correct. I'm not a pro at this game or anything. It's just my opinion. It's just how I see these characters. Okay, just to make it clear, I'm ranking all of these based on like the average Night Lord expedition, so Gladius and Darkdrift Knight and like the normal ones which they fight you properly. I'm kind of excluding Augur and Sentient Pez from this list because they're sort of strange in how you fight them. Guardian is just awful against, like, I wouldn't even be putting on decent. I'd be making a he'd be going here if we were talking about Augur. We're not going to talk about Augur or Sentient Pest because they're like the outliers in the Night Lords. We're just talking about the rest of them. Okay, so first up, and I hate to do this because she is my favorite character, Revenant goes at decent. She goes at the bottom tier. Now look, I do think Revenant is underrated, like really underrated by a lot of people. One aspect of her I think is really underrated is her ability to revive people. She's the best reviver in the game, the best revive class in the game. Her ult is designed to revive. Her claws do great sword damage to a revival bar, so she's really quick at reviving people with her Revenant claws. And also her summons can revive people, so you can put down Sebastian on somebody, and if he roars, he'll basically just like get them up at one bar. So you don't even have to focus on reviving somebody. You can just put a summon down, and the summon will revive them as long as you're locking onto them. If somebody's on 3 bars, she can get them up by herself really quickly, either with her ult, or she can put down Helen or Sebastian to help her get them up, and with her claws she just gets them up really quickly. So I do think that's a really underrated element of her. I think for most of the run she's actually pretty decent, but like where it really matters against the Night Lord, she struggles so much, and that's the biggest problem with Revenant. Against where it really matters against the Night Lord, she is just the worst in the game against any Night Lord. And of course, I'm sure everyone's talked about her really low FP. Not her low FP. Her FP is really high. Problem is that she's designed to stand back and use incantations, but she has no way to restore FP. And she also has really low health, so getting in the fray and dealing damage is not a good idea. And she just has a regular dodge, so she's not like Duchess who can stay alive by dodging a lot. She just has a normal dodge, terrible health, and no way to restore FPs. So yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you could go to the Night Lord with a full like inventory of Starlight Shards, which are very useful to her, but then you're losing out Warming Stones, and you're losing out some tears you could have, or some other items, and it's just not ideal. How I would fix her is maybe give her a little bit more health, not as much as like the good health characters, but her having like I don't remember if she has less or more health than the Recluse, but her having a relative amount to the Recluse is kind of dumb. I think she should have more. I think she should have like 10% more health just normally, and then I'd add a way for her to get FP back. Way I would do that is either through her summons getting hit, or her summons hitting enemies. So when her summons hit something or they get hit, she gets like a small burst of SP, like a small burst. And then when the summons die, she gets like 15% FP back. And if Sebastian dies, she gets like 30% FP back, because it's really hard to kill Sebastian. I'd also, I'm not sure how possible this is, but I'd also add a way for her to control her summons. So like when she brings up like the summoning menu, if she pressed like square, the summon that's currently out would do a certain attack. The reason I'd want this, when you put Sebastian down and you want him to revive people, you want him to do that raw attack, because it's really quick at reviving people. But it's very RNG when he will do that attack. So if you could just put him down and then immediately get him to do that raw attack. So like most of the time they just do their own thing, but if you brought up the menu and you got him to do an attack, it would queue up that attack, so the next thing they would do is that attack. I think that'd be a really good addition to Revenant's kit. Next is Duchess. I don't have much to say about Duchess. I just think I think I'd put her You know what? I think this tier is it doesn't need to exist. Not for the trios one. Yeah, I think the only problem I have with Duchess is her ultimate. Her ultimate, it can be useful for revival. It can be useful to, like, it has some other niche uses. It's mostly just used to revive people. The way I'd fix her ultimate is by just like giving her a relic that when she does her ultimate, she gets a buff. So like when she does her ultimate, everyone that gets invis also gets a damage buff or restores health. I think that'd be nice as well. Like everyone that she cloaks also restores health back to full. I think that'd be cool as well. Or just like some additional thing that make her ultimate actually kind of nice. But right now the only invisibility is kind of not that useful. But just everything else that she does, her dodge is so crazy. It genuinely feels like she has so much viability just in the dodge. It's really hard to fuck up her dodge, and like in some cases you just spam dodge and it's just absolutely fine. Like you're not even gonna get threatened. Her DPS is crazy if you build her right, and the restage, it got nerfed. I do think she was better in the network text, but her restage is still so strong in trios. Like you just replay ultimates, you replay bleeds, you replay like frost. It's so strong. So she deserves a strong. She's really good. I just don't think she edges into that broken tier because she has a few flaws. Her ultimate, her health is really low as well. But she's really good. Guardian goes just above Duchess. Guardian is situational, but he's normally pretty good. Again, we're not talking about Olga or Sentient Pests here, we're just talking about the rest of the Night Lords. My biggest problem with him is the chip damage he takes from elemental damage. When he's up against a really high elemental character, it's really hard for him to defend. Against elemental enemies, he's not weak, he just takes a lot more damage, and that is like one biggest weakness, is elemental damage and chip damage. In the right situations, he's in this tier. He's so good in the right situations, but there are some situations which he struggles against. Now I should probably explain what I mean when I'm saying he's good, because I'm sure there's a bunch of people who don't play this game much who tried Guardian once and thought he was terrible. Guardian is completely carried by his relics. Guardian without relics and Guardian with relics is a completely different beast. Without relics, he goes here. I had to fucking make that whole thing again just for that bit. First off, you want the one that reflects a portion of damage received while guarding. So good, it helps. It does damage, it helps poise damage, and it helps you keep aggro as well. It is so good. It's a must-have for him. If you are running him without it, you are not running Guardian. You are running fucking Defender. You are running average bird if you run him without that relic. That relic is a must-have. And then a relic I like to use as well, the one which changes his skill into something that lasts for a while. The ult charge is crazy. So yeah, those are my two favorite relics. There are some other good ones as well. Attention while guarding is a good one for trios as well. I also like the one which heals when he holds down the ultimate. It can be clutch sometimes. He's very good if you know how to play him. I see so many bad Guardian players saying he's the worst, and he's just not. He's so good. He's so good if you know how to use him, and he's so good in the right situations, but there are some situations where he struggles in. We put him in strong. He's very good. I love this character as well. He's one of my favorites. Probably like top 3 favorites characters in the game. He's so good. Talking about a really good character though, Ironeye is broken. Ironeye is broken. Ironeye is so fucking crazy, and you don't even need like amazing relics for him. One of the relics I have on for him is Knight of the Lord, and then also Knight of the Wise. He's so good without relics. You can have no relics on this character and he'll still be crazy. Marking is better than some ultimates. So the marking, I believe it makes him take increased damage by I think 10%, and then if you break it, it does like a stun thing. It does like huge damage and then like a stun. Yeah, it's so good. And then Ironeye also as well, it's just like his DPS is so consistently good, and he can play at mid-range, you can play like out of the boss's range and stuff. So even though he has low health, it just doesn't matter because you just play out of their range. And then like you also have marking also gives you iframes as well. So he just, if you like, you don't even know how to use him. Ironeye is like probably the second easiest character in this game, behind, I'd say third easiest character in the game behind 2 people. He's broken, and if you wanted to put him as the best character in the game, I wouldn't disagree. He is so good. A character that is not good, however, is Executor. I will, however, have to put him above Revenant, which is hard to me because I love Revenant. I'm a Revenant main. But if you build this guy right in trios, And here's the biggest hot take. I think this guy is so much better in trios than he is in solos. Because his stance is not what makes him strong. His parry stance is ass. It's fun, but he is stronger without it. You've heard it so many times. But his whole thing is that he has high arcane. And so when you go into his stance, it's like, you're just wasting what damage he could be doing. And like, yeah, I guess like in some situations where a boss is doing like a full combo, or you're just really just trying to focus on surviving, like, and you're good at parrying, you have to be good at parrying, and you have to understand the timing. And then then maybe it's alright. But like, he's just better without it. And maybe you could even put him in here. Actually, you know what? I'm bringing back the good tier. We're putting him here. We're putting him a tier above. Because I think in trios, his damage is so crazy. I have Knight of the Wires, Knight of the Miasma, and then some other random one, which gives me a Stone Sword key and increases rune acquisition. And when you have Knight of the Wires and Knight of the Miasma, you're getting Bleed, Frost, and Poison on the same katana, and he just incinerates people. If somebody else takes a crit, and you just go wild with that katana, or whatever katana you have. Rivers of Blood is also good for him. Rivers of Blood is really good for him. You get Rivers of Blood, take it. Yeah, it's just the damage is just fucking insane in this character. It's so much damage. And I think in trios, he's really good because status damage is normally percentage based, which overrides health, right? So Bleed is gonna do 25% of somebody's health, no matter how much health they have. For now, I'm putting him in good. But just because he's good doesn't mean I like how this character is designed at all. When you're using this character optimally, not using the stance, just going ham with a katana, he's good. He's the most boring character in the game at that point. If you're using him with the stance, he is one of the most fun characters in the game. How I would fix him personally, they should add relics that add statuses to your Curse Blade. I've seen people say that the Curse Blade should take whatever statuses your weapon has currently, but I think that would put him here. It'd put him here. Make him best character in the game. I mean, maybe not the best character in the game, but like it put him all the way up here. Which I guess there's nothing wrong with that, but I kind of like him being a more difficult character to use. A character you have to make like on the move fast decisions of when you should be parrying, when you should be attacking. So I think the way you could do it is make it so you have relics that make the Curse Sword do status damage. So I'd like a relic that made the Curse Sword do Frost, or it make it do Bleed. Bleed or Poison or Rot. If I could have a relic that made the Curse Sword do Rot, I could get Frost, Poison, and then switch to my Curse stance and then get Rot. And it'd be an incentive to switch between both stance. So they should definitely give you more of a reason to use the Curse stance. Make the Curse stance more powerful. That's what they need to do, because right now, if you're using him as the fun way, he's the worst character in the game. If you're using him to try and win, he's the most boring character in the game. I could build up Elden Ring and get a bleed weapon and like a poison weapon and like just cheese any boss I wanted to, and that'd just be what the experience of playing this character is. And I'm not saying take away from that cheese, I'm just saying that just like make some of that cheese into his curse stance and you can have fun while cheesing. That's my thoughts on this character. Next up is Raider. Bonk. Raider is really good. His skill, I actually forget its name, but the one where you just like go for like a bear hug. It's not really a bear hug, but you just stance up and you just take any hit. It's so good. You could just like tank boss's strongest attacks. You just go for it. Completely ignores the damage. In my opinion, the second most easiest character to use in this game. It's so brainless. You just press buttons and you just hit things through their attacks, and it's broken. Basically a flawless character. His only flaw is his ultimate, because it can be a bit buggy sometimes. You can get bosses trapped inside of it and they walk out eventually, but while they're inside of it you lose lock on. That's his only real flaw. His ultimate can be a bit buggy. He's insanely good. Otherwise, I love having a Raider on my team. He's so good. That's all I really have to say about him. His relics aren't that important. Just use the relics that you're going to use that are good against the bosses. Like get a lightning weapon or get a frost weapon with hot frost up or something. Just whatever's good against the boss. Next up is Recluse, and this was my favorite in the network test. I love using Recluse, and I still love using Recluse. I would put Recluse here. I think she's good in trios. You just need to have a good Recluse who knows what to do. I think my biggest problem with Recluse is that, look, if you have 3 people in a group chat who are oh, can I have a bit of lightning? And they go, yeah, and they switch to their lightning weapon. Or they take a break from beating the boss so you can grab lightning from your own thing. Honestly, she's up here. If you have coordination in a trio and you're in voice chat, the fact this game doesn't have voice chat is literally a nerf to Recluse. If you are a coordinated trio, Recluse is very good and deserves this tier. The problem is not everyone's going to be coordinated and there's no voice chat, so I'd put it down here. Because trying to grab what you need with Recluse while two other people are smacking them with two different other elements is very annoying. I want fire, but the boss is weak to holy, and the two other allies are just smacking with holy. And I don't want any more holy. I got 2 holies already. She's in strong. She's still very, very, very good. Just can be a bit tough to use. A way I would actually change this character is having a way to discard magic residue. It would be so clutch. Because like you're going for the big explosion one and you got a magic and you got a fire. You get the holy off and in the last second somebody hits them with a magic, but you actually take the magic. You've just lost the big explosion for the blue flame, which the blue flame's still decent, but you wanted that explosion. Just having a way to discard the previous residue you picked up. If you could discard that problem won't exist anymore, and honestly, she gets to here. For now, the fact that she can't discard residue and you can easily grab the wrong one in accident, she belongs in here. She's still very good, just very tough to use. Final character, Wylder, is, in my opinion, the best character in the game. He is flawless. For all intents and purposes, this character is just flawless. Like high health, high stamina, weapon choice of great swords and not too slow. His skill is solid, it makes him the fastest character in the game and he can use it to dodge attacks easily. His ultimate is so good, and then on top of that, he has his extra life, which is just such a insanely useful cushion. I really hope they don't nerf him or add any conditions to that extra life or whatever, or they nerf his ult charge. He's not that much better than Ironeye and Raider. He's just like slightly better, just in my opinion, just slightly better. If any one of these 3, if you've decided them to be the best character in the game, I honestly wouldn't massively disagree with that. You know, fuck it. I think, you know, in trios, I think Ironeye is the best. I was gassing on Wylder a lot. He is the easiest character to use in this game, and he is stupid. But I think in trios, Ironeye is just the best. So yeah, this is my trios tier list, but we're gonna do a solo tier list. Let's change the list a little bit. I have added the E tier. Who is gonna go in the E tier? To start this off, decent. We're putting Revenant in here again. Revenant loses value from not being able to revive anyone, but also she can revive herself, which is something I didn't mention in the trios tier list, which is also really good from her. In solos, she can revive herself. If you have your extra life, if you have a Sebastian down, you have to be really lucky. But if you can revive yourself before the revive goes off, which is insanely clutch. It happened in my last video if you want to go watch it. Revive 1 out of... Oh my god, he got me up! There wasn't a revival! He just got me up! I didn't know it was possible. It is possible. She can get herself up quick enough in solos to negate a revive. Also, because it's solos, it's scaled for solos, but you can also spawn in other people to make it more of a deal. So I do think she's, again, really good for 90% of the run. Against Nightlord solos, she's ass. But because she's also really good against 90% of the run still, I'm putting her in decent. Duchess, in solos, goes down to good. And that's just mostly because she doesn't have other ults to replay. Her ult in solos is basically useless. There are some really niche situations that use it, but besides that, it's useless. She might as well not have an ult in solos. She can still proc her own status effects very easily and replay her own staggers and stuff, so she's still in good. It's just without the other damage to replay, ults to replay and stuff, she loses value, and her ult also loses a shit ton of value. She's gonna go down to good. Guardian stays in strong. He's always wanted the whole boss's attention anyways. Now he actually has the whole boss's attention, so nothing changes about Guardian. Broken Ironeye. I think he is going to go lower on the broken tier list because without a distraction, he can be tough. But also, he just plays outside of the boss's range anyways, and it's just marking is so good, his ult is so good, he's still going in broken. This is by far my hottest take. I genuinely believe this guy is weaker in solos, and weaker than Revenant in solos. Okay, weaker than Revenant is crazy. No, he's sort of the opposite to Revenant, where he is ass most of the run, but against the night bosses and the Night Lord, he's good again. Because you, with 100% focus, you can just parry them. But he struggles so much against hordes of enemies, against just being quick. Like, for example, I tried to do this guy solo, and I still haven't beaten this guy. This is the only guy I haven't beaten the game solo with. Okay, there are 2 characters I haven't beaten the game solo with, and this is one of them. Partly because of my skill, but I'm a decent enough Executor. His problem is that you need to be as quick as possible during the day. And when he's bouncing up to try and block enemies, it's so slow. His progress is way too slow. Like, standing there and waiting for people to hit you so you can parry them, and then waiting for their combo to end so you can guard counter, it's just so... I know some people are going to say, well, what about this character? And I honestly don't know. It's like sexual harassment versus Riz. Maybe it's because he does do damage every time he blocks, while he only gets damage every time he returns a hit. So he doesn't do direct damage every time he parries, which you could change. Maybe there's something you could change about him. Maybe every time you parry, you do a little bit of damage, like Guardian does. But yeah, also he just has more health, so if you go for a stupid guard counter, it's way more forgiving. You just use your health bar as a pillow on this character. You just spam guard counters, it doesn't matter. But this character, he doesn't have that much health. As much health as Guardian does. And so when you guard counter, you gotta be careful when you're doing it, otherwise you're just gonna get hit and die. And yes, he still has his normal katana, which does DPS, but the problem is when you have 100% attention on you, like, you can't spam the statuses as much. You have to slowly build it up and then get them off. And it's just with another person there, without the pressure, when he has his pressure taken off of him, he can just go ham on the status element, the status effects and stuff. But when he has 100% attention, you can't do that as much. I think he's better than Revenant still, because Revenant and Executor on solo runs have complete opposite problem. Revenant is good against most of the run, like 90% of the run, and then sucks against the Night Lord, but Executor is good against the Night Lord and solo, and just sucks against just being quick and getting shit done. That's my hot take. Anyways, yes. I don't even have to explain it. I do think he's better than Ironeye now. It's just because that he wants all the attention and Ironeye doesn't want the attention, so... Recluse in solos is fucking garbage. Now, she does have a good dodge. Her problem is that her spells have such a long startup time, and she can be hit through them. She does not want that attention at all. I have never won a solo with this character. I've never been close to winning a solo with this character. Anyways, Wylder, best solo character in the game. You already have an extra revive in solos, so he has an extra revive, and then he has his extra life. He starts the game with 2 extra lives. That is insane. And then you go buy another revive, like from a random merchant. That's 3 extra revives, and then you buy a revive at the end of the game, it's 4. On an average Wylder run, you should be getting 4 extra revives, but he's designed, to me, to be the solo character. Anyways, literally, I wanted to make this the first week this game released, and 130 hours later in this game, and I'm still not sure. Maybe in 2 weeks time, Solo Recluse will be up here. I don't know. I just keep learning more about these characters. Anyways, thank you for watching this yap, and I'm gonna get to editing this.